And let's talk fabulous. I am so excited to be here. I'm Nori Love, and I am here with the FAB Five, and we are talking fabulous. We're talking about live, laugh, love. You know, live, laugh, love is so much more than just a cliche or the decor on your wall or the words on my keychain, right? There's so many layers to it. There's just like love. Life. There's so much complexity to it, and there's so much roller coaster rides that we go through. And sometimes we go through a minute, a season, a reason, a moment, a relationship, or whatever it is, where it took us a minute. Right? It took us a minute to find our footing, or it took us a minute to get okay, or it took us a minute to make the decision that we were going to rise to the occasion and we were going to show up as the next version of ourselves, or whatever life required of us. And maybe not then, but eventually, maybe we found laughter, or maybe we used laughter. Let's talk. Oh, look who's here. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Nori.
Hello, Nori.
Hello and welcome.
And if you are new to us, this is the Fab Five, and we're going to take a minute and thank you for the comments. And please, if you want to comment, I would love the interaction, and I really welcome your comments. We're going to go around the room, and please introduce yourself and let people know where you are in the universe. Kim?
Hi. Well, I am Kim O'Neill, and I am located in Southern California.
Kim? Gloria?
Hello, everyone. I am Gloria Grace Rand, and I am located in Melbourne, Florida.
Ooh. And Joy, your name is so joyful.
I'm Joy Willett, and I'm beaming in from Southern California, like Kim.
And last but not least, Tamara.
My name is Tamara L. Hunter, and I am in the heartland of America, known as the Ozarks.
Yes, and we have so much to talk about, and all of our panel gave us videos. Barbara can't be here with us today. There was some unforeseen circumstances, and I'll let you know a little bit about that when we get to her video. But right now, I'd like to start with this.
Did you know that in 1904, Live, Laugh, Did you know that in 1904, Live, Laugh, Love was in a poem that was...
Not sure what's happening there.
Technology's being fun today. Third time's the charm.
Frozen?
I know it.
That's okay. Tamara.
Did you know that in 1904, Live, Laugh, Love was in a poem that was entitled Success? It was, by Bessie Anderson Stanley. It became very popularized to be put on decor on our walls and pillows and such things. However, when you think about Live, Laugh, Love, what do you think of? Well, I remember a day when I was diagnosed with that 6-letter word, and I knew I was going to live. I like to laugh a lot, but I couldn't laugh out loud given the circumstances that I was dealing with. But I learned to love that experience that I went through because it gave me my purpose today. I want you to think about this, possibly write this down. I will live like every breath matters. I will laugh like my soul remembers how. And I will love like it's always been within me. That's what Live, Laugh, Love means to me. What does it mean to you?
Live, laugh, love.
Mm.
Absolutely.
Did you know that in 1904, Live, Laugh, Love was in a poem? We're good.
It's all good. It's all good. Tamara, I loved your message. I mean, I think you said laugh like you remember how.
Yes. Laugh when laugh like your soul remembers how. It's live like every breath is meaning. Laugh like your soul remembers how, and love like it's always been within me. And you guys are going to hear those words in the song that's coming up. And yes, we've got Nori frozen, so we'll go ahead, maybe drop her down. Oh, here she's back, I think.
Am I
Guys,
back?
it's live.
Unbelievable. And, you know, I really wanted to contribute to what you said, Tam, because only somebody who has been through all of the stages of Live, Laugh, Love, and maybe then some, can compose the message that you just shared, the depth and the complexity and the wisdom that you just shared. Can you share just a little bit more about that, your journey?
Sure. Thank you for asking, Nori. When you landed on this topic and then the subset of it, it really just resonated with me because this is my life. And so I knew that we needed the song that was to be written. And so this song is actually very deeply personal to me because my life has been a journey, many that know it. And it is so like many of you out there in the audience. You can relate to this, right? And we're not immune to it. And in the song, because it is my life, I choose every day. It's a choice every day to show up. And that's what I really wanted to also capture in this song. And that it is generational, that decade after decade, you know, history repeats itself. You guys will see when we have the song play. So thank you for asking. You know, the bottom line also, and I think that people that are our buddies will be able to recognize this, is that even when you are facing that 6-letter word, you can live. And when I mentioned the laugh piece, yes, I wasn't able to laugh out loud, but I didn't add, and I want to now, is that I laughed inside. I found every reason to giggle, laugh, belly laugh, because I did it silently, and yet I was doing it. So that comes out in it too, in my message and in the lyrics of the song.
I love that. And laughter is so healing. But just in case, you might want some of these, have some tissues handy. I know during practice we use a tissue or two. And I'd like to share with you Barbara's video. Barbara couldn't be with us today because of unforeseen circumstances. And Barbara is living, laughing, loving, and celebrating the legacy of one of her loved ones who earned their wings. And Barbara is here with us in spirit. I can feel Queen Barbara. And here's what she has to say.
Live, laugh, and love. Wow, there's so many stories I can say, but one that comes to mind, and it's interesting because you're going to be asking after this, how can you laugh at something like this? I dealt with, and I'm in 14 years of remission of uterus cancer. Before that happened, Barbara put herself in a pickle of getting to the point of that I had to have a hysterectomy done, because I waited too long. And when I think about living through that and dealing with that and not really dealing with the way I should have, you know, before I used to beat myself up. I finally went to the doctor. I finally got myself together and said, okay, I got to realize the fact that this is serious. And I went to the doctor, and me and my doctor, we've been knowing each other for over 20-some years. We laugh a lot, but one of the things he told me, I knew you would come back. I kept on you, but you just wanted to just not think about this. After I thought about it, I went, the surgery was done, and I had to go through that for a year. I lived through it, but I laugh at the fact because now I can help so many other women that might be dealing with that might want to be in denial. And I look back and I said, don't be like Barbara J. Beckley. Don't do it. Your life is too important for you to wait. Get it done, a checkup now. So I lived through it. I laugh at myself because I see other people doing something similar I was going to do. I love through it because I can show and be a part of people's lives that might be going through it. And I can tell them my story and say, hey, you're okay. It's going to be okay. But don't wait. Don't get in denial. You need to love yourself more than that.
Live, laugh, love.
But I am so glad that Barbara took the path that she took and that she's living, laughing, and loving with us. And she's here to share that message. And, as a nurse, isn't it natural to freeze when we're scared? Right? Deer in the headlights, right? When the bunnies see a light, it's so normal. But if you're alone, or if for whatever reason, you're not getting love and input and those signs that there is hope and there's possibility, there is hope and there's possibility and there's help. And if there's anything that any of us could share with you that would make you do it like right now, we would love to do that. So please continue to take good care of yourself, share Barbara's message, and live, laugh, and love. And with that, I'd like to share Tamara's song and video that embodies everything that we're talking about.
There were days I didn't see it, didn't know which way to go, carrying the weight of moments no one else would ever know. Standing in the middle of it, heart unsure but beating strong. Something whispered deep inside me, you've been braver all along. And in the middle of the breaking, something shifted in my view. Not because it all was easy, but I chose a different truth. I will live even through the hard days. I will laugh when it feels unknown. I will love through the cracks and changes. That's the way my light has grown. Not because it's always perfect, not because I never fall, but I found a deeper meaning when I chose to feel it all. Live, laugh, love. There were tears that turned to stories, there were nights that felt too long, but somehow between the heartache I could hear a softer song. It didn't take away the struggle, didn't make it disappear, but it gave me just a moment to remember why I am here. And I started seeing beauty in the places I once feared. Every time I let light find me, love would quietly appear. I will live even through the hard days. I will laugh when it feels unknown. I will love through the cracks and changes. That's the way my light has grown. Not because it's always perfect, not because I never fall, but I found a deeper meaning when I chose to maybe living sets us free. I will live like every breath is meaning. I will laugh like my soul remembers how. I will love like it's always been within me. And I'm finally feeling it now. Not because the road is easy, but because I chose to see there is something bigger growing every time I just be, live, laugh, love, live, live.
There's something bigger growing when I just be me. I paraphrased it, but I that stands out to me, and that's the way my light has grown. I think that sentence that embodies everything, because life isn't a straight line, right? And it's not static, but with every moment that we rise up and meet, our light grows. So let's go around the room and please tell me what stood out in that song for each of you. Who wants to go first?
I'll say a few words.
Yeah.
I really loved all of the video clips of people from, let's say, maybe the early 1900s, or I don't know, trying to put a year to it, right? And just, it really got me thinking about generations and how one generation impacts the next. And when we know what people have gone through and where they are today, how they overcame something, it just added that deeper meaning to all of our lives. I mean, that's just kind of like how I started to see it. When we think of our own life, when we think of our ancestors, it's I don't know, there's just something deep and touching there, because we're all connected and we can all carry things forward, and like that remembrance of, yeah, we know we had the hard times, but I'm going to go back to what Tamara was saying. I'm going to choose to laugh. I'm going to keep carrying it forward, the love.
Yes, and it transcends generations. I dare say live, laugh, love transcends eternity. I don't know. I'm taking a guess here. Who else wants to? Thank you, Kim. I love your contribution. Who else? What stood out for you? What stood out for you guys at home?
Well, I'll go. And similar to what Kim was saying, it did make me kind of remember my own, think about my own parents. My dad served in World War II, and I was actually just going through some pictures of old pictures of him yesterday. But I also loved, Tamara, you're so clever, at the end where you have the old pictures of these women, and then you had the modern one who looked like she could be a relative. I thought that was really great. I don't know if anybody else knows that. If not, go back in and watch it, because I thought that was just brilliant.
Yes. Joy.
Okay, well, I ditto on what Gloria and Kim said about the old pictures and the service people too, because that was touching my heart. And I'm going to be hosting the Memorial Day show, and just the emotions that came through. But it also, Nori, it also touched for me that this is why all of us here are on this show. I'm going to cry.
It's okay.
Because, yeah, I know. That's why I have, because we're here living, laughing, and loving together with all of our audiences. And that's why we show up every week, every time we're on the show, because it's about the heart, and it's about, like you said, going into eternity and the generations. So I was suddenly like, that song is why we're here. Thank you, Tamara.
Thank you, Tamara. So beautiful. Live, laugh, love. And, living is so much fun, even during those moments it's not. And we all want the best for ourselves, but who doesn't want what we want when we want it? With that,
Did you know that you can watch the Let's Talk Fabulous show anytime you want?
Come here. Listen. We are on demand.
That means inspiration, original music, connection, and powerful conversations whenever you need it most.
We are on demand.
We are proud to be a part of the E360 TV network. You can find us on the internet or on the app through your favorite app store. We stream on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and many of the others.
We are on demand.
Find us in the pop culture and entertainment area or on the Fresh Takes channel.
We're on demand.
Of course, you can always join us live every Sunday at noon Pacific, 3 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern, where we connect with you in real time. It's time. Let's talk.
that beautiful video. And even if you want to watch this again, and there's so much more. So we are on demand and you can find us. With that, I would love to share Gloria's video and we'll talk about that.
About 20 years ago, I was attempting my very, very first marathon. I was running at Walt Disney World, and I'd gotten past about the halfway point, probably mile 14, when this car pulled up beside me, and a gentleman inside said, "Hey, get in. You're not going to be able to finish the race." And I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "I'm sorry, there's a time limit, and you're not going to finish in time." I was furious. I was furious with myself. I trained for months to do this, and now I can't even finish it. Well, I realized later why I was too slow. And it was because I had made a rookie mistake in that I waited in a porta potty line for probably 5 minutes easily, wasting time in that line early on in the race. And that's why I was so slow. So it took me some time to get over that, but I also vowed to come back the next year and finish the marathon. So you know what? I'm able to laugh about it now. And I did have the last laugh because I've got my Mickey Mouse medal. I completed that marathon. It took me over 7 hours, but I did it.
Live, laugh, love.
Woo!
Gloria. Gloria, I heard that exhalation when you talked about your being furious at yourself, the frustration. And I can only imagine what that felt like. But the happiness, the happy ending, I love the happy ending. Can you just tell us more about that experience?
Yeah, it was quite an experience because like I said, I was doing this as a fundraiser as well. I had raised money for the American Heart Association, and so I was and doing it actually in honor of my mom because she had passed a couple years earlier, and so I was really committed to doing this race, and then to have realized what a in retrospect, what a silly mistake I made. And I think it's just a lesson that we're all gonna goof up sometimes. Life doesn't always happen the way we plan, but we can recover. And so, like I said, in that moment, I mean, I on the ride back, I was vowing, okay, I'm coming back. I'm not going to let this deflate me, to derail me. And so the next year, I did another fundraiser, and this was for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. called the Blood Cancer Society now or something. And so I did. I raised more money, and I got out there, and it took me forever because I'm not a very fast runner, and I wasn't in very good shape, but I did it. And so that's, you got to persevere sometime, Don't let life derail you so that you can laugh and love again.
I love that. And it's so beautiful how doing things for others, being of service, right, inspires us to even be more for us, right? To elevate ourselves. So I love happy endings. And just talking about happy endings, this next video, it started out in the Chemo Buddies group, kind of as a little, private joke with one of our buddies. And it's about the purple pen. And that purple pen embodied her journey so much so, and she touched so many lives that the Purple Pen Club has begun. It is not only a commemoration to her, but it is a commemoration to everybody who lives on because they got their wings.
Yay.
Legacy of love. Our legacy of love is where it all begins. Let's talk about legacy.
In the quiet moments, when the sun begins to rise, we find the strength within us. In the stories of our lives, not in gold or glory, but in hearts we've touched with grace, in the love we share with others, in each kind and gentle face. Your legacy is the love you leave behind, in the hands you've held and the souls you've helped to find. It's the laughter in the children, the wisdom in the old. It's the light you sparked in others, in the stories that are told. Through the trials and the triumphs, in the battles that we fight, it's the courage and the kindness that will always shine so bright. In the lessons that we teach and the dreams that we inspire, in the way we lift each other higher and higher. Your legacy is the love you leave behind, in the hands you've held and the souls you've helped to find. It's the laughter in the children, the wisdom in the old. It's the light you've sparked in others, in the stories that are told. In the final song you sung, and the curtains drawing near, it's the moments filled with love that will echo year to year. In the footprints on the path that guide the lost and blind, your legacy will live on in the hearts you've left behind. Your legacy is the love you leave behind, in the hands you've held, the souls you've helped to find. It's the laughter in the children, the wisdom in the old. It's the light you've sparked in others, in the stories that are told. So let's live with open hearts and give with all our might, for the legacy we leave is a beacon in the night, in the echoes of our actions, in the whispers of the wind. Our legacy of love is where it all begins. Our legacy of love is where it all begins.
live on in the hearts you've left behind.
Punk Po. Thank goodness that's on demand, because there's a lot of amazing things in there. If you watch the background, and I'm so busy feeling, right, the empath in me, that sometimes I miss the other details, but our legacy lives on. And I'm just wondering, do you at home, or maybe you're watching this on demand, do you think about your legacy? You could be 20 and think about a legacy. It's not something that you have to do, when you're getting closer to the final chapter. It's a beautiful thing to think about. And when we think about our legacy, I don't know, what do you guys think? I think it helps us live better. What do you think?
I'd love to say something on that. I am huge about legacy and family. In fact, that's the Legacy of Love series here. And part of it is the genealogy, checking into our family history. And then, even like the video of the song earlier, Live, Laugh, Love, the history of the world ties into our family history, and then the legacy of love. So it's the past and then the present today. Are we living, and are we laughing, and are we loving in our present, to then be able to share it into the future? And so that legacy is the past. Yes. It is today. Yes. And it is tomorrow. Yes. And I get that all the time when I get something new every time I listen to that song.
Yes. Yes. Anybody else have a feeling that has to come out? Joy.
Okay. Yeah. And I love that in terms of the legacy in our past. However, for those who may not have beautiful memories of their past, remember, you are a living legacy in the moment, going forward by just those you touch right now. So we're all living legacies of love and laughter, and just right where we are. I just wanted to throw that in also.
Joy. Yes. And speaking of joy, let's move on to Joy's joy.
Hi there, I'm Joy Willett, and I'm so thrilled to share a story about how I found that laughter could help me love my life, especially during those hard times. And so yesterday, this is real life time here, a friend sent me a birthday gift, and it's this wonderful easy button.
That was easy.
And 20 years ago, she gave me another one when I was packing up from my little town that I was living in of Pagosa Springs in Colorado. It was so hard for me. I was sad to leave my friends and some family members, and I was going off on another adventure. So we would pack boxes together and press the easy button and start laughing out loud. So find yourself one good friends to help you laugh with and to love. And then also sometimes a little anchor like this does help. So you can go.
That was easy.
Live, laugh, love.
Well, a hole, please.
That was easy.
I don't know if you heard it, but oh, yes.
Joy, well, I wanted to do this.
You're having as much fun with those as we do, Nori. You are definitely part of the group now.
That is, and Joy, I could feel how much that birthday gift meant to you, and to be leaving the known, right, and putting your life in boxes and going to the unknown, that can be a scary moment. It could be one of those moments where we have to rise to the occasion, and the easy button always makes me happy. So just tell us a little bit about how that went for you.
Well, Well, what's fun is that she just sent this to me last week for my birthday as sort of a remembrance of our friendship and those times that we were packing together. I think it was actually 30 years ago. And so, you know, the message that I have for our audiences and for us here is, when you're going through a tough time, when you're going through something hard, don't do it alone. If you can, reach out. You've got friends, you've got family, you've even got, now we've got social media. You can put something on, say a prayer, or hey, la la la, people will chime in. But remember, we're here together as a community of humans. And that's the gift and the beauty that we have, because we are always going to be having those valleys, but find someone to climb that hill and get to the top of the mountain with.
I love that. Thank you, Joy. That's so beautiful. And, you know, this, when you said social media, it came to mind. There's this man who's on social media. He's been on for as long as I can remember. And he went through incredible cancer and therapies. He had a tumor that would block off his airway. And he was out there because he's deeply loved by many people. And today, last week, he had a surgery that was just going to fine tune something. Then, I mean, as a nurse, I did not expect him to be live, laugh, and loving. And he said to me, he's not big on talking, but he said, never underestimate the power of the field of love that we share, and all of the love. I mean, he contributes his healing and his well-being and thriving to the love that he received.
Yes.
Amazing, right? Live, laugh, love. Speaking of laugh, Kim O'Neill always makes me laugh. And I would like to share Kim's video.
Hey all, happy Sunday. So happy to be here. I want to share with you something that I used to do when I was around 13 years old, and I needed to, improve my mood or feel better, just get into let's be productive mode. And one of the things I would do is I would put a smile on my face. Now, hear me out. I recall learning it back at that time that when you smile, it increases endorphins in the body. And at 13 years old, I every weekday morning would get up before dawn because I was in show choir and we were a dedicated group, and we would go to the school and be practicing our routines before it was even light out. And there were many mornings I did not want to do that. Plus, being a teenager, having hormones and just mood shifts and all that, I just found it to be helpful. And so when I say put a smile on, I don't mean to fake happiness. I mean literally just getting your facial muscles into the formation of a smile. It's true that when you put a smile on, it does, when your facial muscles shift there, it signals to your brain to release neurotransmitters that absolutely do reduce stress, have the capacity to alleviate pain, and absolutely improve your mood. And if you haven't never experimented with that, I say try it out, because inevitably every single time I do, that my nose went with it this time. Anyway, I started cracking up. So anyway, I hope you found this helpful. Thanks for being here today.
Live, laugh, love.
Oh, Nori.
Oh, I love that. I would love you up in the hot seat here. Kim, I love that. I love that. And, there is a science behind it, right? There is. It's right? When our face goes into that formation, tell us what happens with the chemicals, the happy chemicals in our brain.
Yeah, it just kicks that into gear, where all of a sudden it releases endorphins that shift our mood, that help us to feel better, that soften pain, all of that. And I've found that it works best if you're not in such a great mood. If you're already in a great mood, you're not going to maybe notice that shift as much. But it has worked for me time and time again. And I even recently, in an appropriate moment, I used it with a client, and lo and behold, that client also had success with it. They were like, oh my gosh, that made such a difference in my afternoon. And, I just try it. It's because we feel so silly. We feel so silly, forcing a smile on, and you just feel it run up. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to share today. And honestly, I would have if it wasn't this topic, I probably would have been like, oh, that was too cheesy. Let me redo that video. But it fit perfectly, because that's what doing that smile does, is it just makes you laugh at the silliness of it all. So yeah.
It is perfect. It is perfect. And I would love, let's all try it. Let's try it. Let's try it.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna go around there. Tam.
It works. It really does.
All right, let me get a straight face. Joy. Aw. I love it. All right, one more time. Gloria. You guys are such great stories. Thank you so much. And, I just want to kind of back it up a little bit. We're talking about the smiles and the laughter, but I just want to come back into the live, laugh, love flow that we've been talking about, and just to dig into that moment where it was that moment right before we decided, I'm coming back next year, or I'm going to live, or I'm going to create a new life, or I'm going to smile, right? That moment before we couldn't see it, but we had that moment where we rose to the occasion. Does anybody want to comment on that?
Yeah. And I'm going to try not to be long-winded here. So I can recall a very specific time when my entire world felt like it was crashing, and I couldn't make any sense of it. And I was trying to figure it out, and I was feeling heartbroken because I really felt like I was losing. I was in deep despair. I felt like I was losing everything that I had worked for, that I had been creating, relationships I developed. Like my whole world was turned upside down. And I realized in that moment, it got me back to thinking about what is my end goal? What is my legacy? What am I moving towards in life? And recognizing that experience was an experience I didn't see coming. And so just because I didn't see it coming doesn't mean that the legacy, the end goal, what I was moving towards was gone. It meant, oh, this is going to require something different of me. And so what am I choosing to believe about this moment? How can I make space and go, okay, wow, this was part of the journey I didn't anticipate. And it like in that space of transforming how I was viewing the entire situation, I just had this inner strength that was like, oh no, this is not taking me down. I didn't see this coming, but they didn't see me coming. And so that's what comes forth when you bring that up.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Kim. And I think we've all had those moments. I know personally, health-wise, I had one of those moments. And the interesting thing is, because this is not about me, but the interesting thing that my takeaway from that is, we never know how long that time is going to be or what we need to process through until we get to that moment where we stand up and go, yes. Or we stand up and go, heck yeah, right? Or whatever it is that we do, that we make that. And sometimes, there's a lot of tears. Sometimes it brings us to our knees. Sometimes we make new relationships. Sometimes relationships end. There's so many variables. But the truth is, like Kim said, we might not see it, but it's over there. It's right over there, right? So what's good about this that I don't see yet? Anybody else have a moment they could share? Tam.
Yes. I want to go back to the purple pen because of the Chemo Buddies for Life. This show is a service-oriented show. We are all volunteers, and we we say that all roads lead back to the Buddies, the nonprofit to support those people that are affected by cancer and other life-changing health events. And now anybody that's facing anything that they need a buddy, it's the right place. And the purple pen we have a closed group, and the purple pen would show up. And it might be purple pin this day. It might be a Susie another day. It might be a purple bus, or it could be even a different color of something. That it was always for comic relief. And when we were in the thick of it, back in, when we were on shutdown, and we were going live all the time on a consistent level, and she was one of our ambassadors, and so she would always be in there, and it always seemed that she would have something kind of almost like random. It would show up, but we'd all laugh. We all laugh with her. And Skip, great that you're here. He would be able to attest to it. He was there, and I'll tell you that even when I thought back on it, and you were talking about it earlier, Nori, is that those people that are affected by life issues like this, there's the story of the person that they brought in a TV and a VCR or whatever it was, and comedy, lots of comedy things to watch over and over and over and over. And that person was not supposed to make it out of the hospital, but they were said, well, I laughed my way out. I laughed my way out. And so we used that model in the group. And the purple pen was one of the huge, contributors to that. And that goes with the whole idea of the live, laugh, love. Such an example of live, laugh, love. So thank you, Nori, for putting this show together, and all of the comments that are coming in. Vibes can heal.
Vibes can
Correct.
heal. I love it. And so much, right? So much that we've shared today. And we're going to be winding it up in the not too distant future. But before we do, I'm wondering if we could just go around the room, and we have a little bit of time, and you can just share with us what stood out for you, what your takeaway is, what that aha moment was, or, what it is that you want to share with those people who are receiving your message. So, Kim, you want to go?
Yeah. Something is coming up for me. It's interesting, thinking about legacy. And, I was even looking up, the word legacy again, like, what else rolls up under this? And people sometimes think that, our things are the legacy that we leave behind. I don't tend to think of that, but I'm actually having a moment where I'm seeing it connects. I have a friend who lost her mother in the last couple of years, and she recently started selling some of her mom's jewelry. And this was a childhood friend. I used to go over to her house all the time and, spend time with her mom. I mean, her mom was a dear person in my life too. And I thought, I'm going to help out my friend because she's selling this jewelry, but also, and I'm getting a little teary, it's actually a beautiful memento of love for me to be able to have something of her mom's. And my point is you never know how far your love, your energy, your presence is reaching. And so in this moment, it's not about the things, but it's the memory I have of my friend's mom that just feels so nice to be able to wear something of hers. And that's what's coming up for me.
That is so, I just want to take a moment and really let that sink in. That feels so good, Kim. That's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Who else would share with us some final thoughts?
I'd love to, going back to, again, I had a real experience in creating the Live, Laugh, Love video. And when you watch it again on demand, I want you guys to look at it in a different way, if you would, and look at it how it applies to your life. And because I developed it how it applied to mine. I intentionally picked periods of time. They're not random. They are on purpose because they either were periods of time that I was very interested in, or they were things that came through my family line, and I do believe are in my DNA. And I too, Kim, have family heirlooms that I'm looking at one right now. You guys can't see it, but I'm looking at one right now. It is my great uncle's he was served in the Navy, joined before he was 18 in the 1930s, and it's a sea trunk. And I can feel, it's like I feel his energy. It's like I can feel when I walk past, I'm really into, even like you can see the decor behind me. I am so into that. And so I appreciate the fact that you said something about that, Kim, because when I created this, I thought, okay, there's so many different times in the history of the world that you could pick from. But I wanted it to be also, we have an opportunity in our daily lives to be showing up, thinking about, like you said, Joy, the here and now, but what are we leaving for the generations yet to come? And so and it's amazing how little moments can make such a difference in the impact, like what you were saying, Kim, with going to your friend's house, her mom treating you like she did, and Joy, packing and the easy button, and even that person, and I thought about this, Gloria, that person that picked you up in the car, and you might have been a little grumpy. Really? I had to get in? I don't get to finish the race? And yet, to this day, that person has impacted and has become a part of your legacy, because you then spent that period of time saying, I'm not going to let it win. And look at my Mickey Mouse trophy, or a medallion. That's what I wanted to share. That's what's coming up. And I want everybody to go back and, like I had said before earlier in the beginning, write it down. And what comes to you? What are the periods of time that come from you? And what did you learn about Live, Laugh, Love? And how can you apply it in your own life and start living it if you are not yet?
Beautiful.
Love that.
Beautiful.
I love that. Gloria.
I just want to share about, I love what everybody's been sharing about the big things and the family, but also to appreciate the small moments in life. Because if you're watching this, you may have noticed I've been smiling and kind of reaching down with my hand, because I have a cat who has decided that it's time for me to get off of the show and pay attention to him. And so that makes me laugh. And I love, he shows me love, I show him love. So I just want to encourage everyone to, find those small moments in life where you can, appreciate what's going on and have a laugh and love.
I love that. Thank you. And, our fur babies are just, the unconditional source of love. And the other day I was working at the hospital, and this man came in with this Pomeranian, right? This big, fluffy Pomeranian. And I dropped to my knees and, just snuggled him. And the man said, well, I'm bringing the dog in to see his mom, hopefully it'll brighten her day. And I didn't get to meet her until 2 days later. And I said, I met your dog. And if you could see her face just light up. I mean, she wasn't feeling well, but that love, right? That love made her laugh. Just amazing. Joy. Yes, please.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Just to wrap it up here with everyone else's beautiful shares, that I invite the audience and all of us here, even us beautiful gals here, to take those moments, to take some time in the days, the hours, the months ahead, to be quiet in yourself, to be reflective and feel out what is the legacy that you want to leave. It doesn't have to be any of this either. You have your own unique purpose, your own unique, beautiful mosaic and stained glass colors that you shine forth in the world. So take that time for you and feel what is important to me.
And I don't even want to dilute that. That is so beautiful. Hey, guess what? Next week is Mother's Day. I hope you'll come back and see us then. Thank you for being here. Remember, you are fabulous live, laugh, love.